Hello, welcome back to the channel. Sorry to leave you hanging last week. You can hear it a little bit still. I was sick, so I just had to take the week off. This sinus infection just hit me like a semi-truck. I was so ill, just absolutely zero energy. So anyway, I'm back. Even though I'm not completely over my sickness, I feel well enough to just sit down and have a little chat. And if there's one thing that I always have energy for, it is talking shit. Listen, we're all entitled to our own opinions, and even if you're the nicest person on earth, I guarantee there are some things that you just think are ugly, and that's totally fine. So I wanted to share with you my fashion icks, just things that I think are absurd, and I don't think I'll ever board these trains. They're just not for me. So sorry if you love these. Of course, if you like these, well, we just have different opinions, and that's okay. It's usually when I see these things at a store, I'm like, oh my god, that's so ugly. I never am really like being a girl hater and, seeing a girl wearing something and being like, oh, that's an ugly outfit. Even if it is something that I think is an ugly item, I don't think that makes the girl ugly. Do you know what I mean? Like, the person isn't ugly for wearing these things. I just would never buy them. And objectively, the item itself, I think, it just repulses me. Let's get into it. Okay, the first two right off the bat stem from my Midwestern roots. And the first is camouflage, specifically Realtree camo. I think Liz also talked about this in her video. We are both Wisconsin girls. So, and she put it really well too. She was like, I just don't know what you guys see in this. It just like growing up in the Midwest, it's so not a fashion thing. It's like purely for function. And I guess I kind of understand why it became trendy, because we kind of have this workwear becoming trendy in the fashion space, like Carhartt jackets, the Detroit barn jackets. Those are jackets supposed to be worn for like heavy lifting, and they became trendy because they are functional, so they're gonna last a really long time. I think that's a great piece to invest in, because if it's made to last, if it's made to last 20 years working as a farmhand, it's probably gonna last you a lot longer than that if you're just wearing it out to be like cute and warm in the winter. For some reason, I don't have a viscerally negative reaction to Carhartt as I do to camouflage, and I also don't mind like army camo for some reason. I don't think that is, and my husband's in the military, so I also have like a background, I guess, with that culture, so it doesn't give me a super big ick when I see like military camo. Actually, I take that back. There is another type of camo that I hate. It's the ABUs. They're retired Air Force uniform. They stopped wearing it in like 2019. And I will see people selling these at flea markets for like $100. But that camo is also like that small grainy camo. I don't know. These two types of camo I just think are so overly trendy, and they just don't add anything to an outfit for me. And it's always city people, I feel like, wearing this. It's very like cosplaying as a country bumpkin when you're living in New York City. Also, this should be a video on its own. I just don't think I'm the right person to make this video. I've seen this like trend within the past couple of years of rich people dressing poor or like acting poor. Do you know what I mean? This is something that I've been seeing the past couple of years. I was talking to my friends about this actually. Do you guys remember the Kim Kardashian and Kanye photo shoot that they did, where they and I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be a photo shoot like replicating the home that he grew up in or something. So I understand the artistic direction, but it's such a cursed image. I'll put it here. It just reads so weird to me, because they're in like a very average American home, right? Like, these are the homes that like we grew up in, that we went, visited our friends. This is like very Midwestern core to me. And I think it's bizarre to see multi-billionaires pretend like rent a poor people's house, like rent a poor person's house for the day and be like, come on kids, like we're going to this just humble little house, and I'm gonna pour you guys cereal and pretend that we're poor. Imagine if we actually lived like this. You guys, people actually live like this. Remember, this is someone's actual home. Meanwhile, they've got like a whole like makeup team and I don't know, very dystopian. Anyway, all that to say is I feel like this kind of camouflage is this trope that I'm talking about of rich people pretending to be more humble than they are. I mean, obviously like the whole like Nepo baby conversation too comes into this. It's just like rich people love to pretend like they grew up from humble beginnings. And I feel like this camouflage, it gives the same energy where it's like you're gonna walk around New York City's West Village, get a $10 coffee, spend $50 on brunch while wearing like a camouflage pair of pants that someone's grandpa wore for like 40 years. The vibes aren't right to me. I've also seen people wearing camouflage, but then they're carrying like a Gucci bag. I'm like, it just, the aesthetic to me, it just doesn't make sense. And anyway, long ramble about that. Yeah, camo, I just can't get down with. Maybe it's hypocritical to like one camo versus the other, but that's just my opinion. I'm so triggered. I'm triggered by camouflage. It just never looks good in my opinion. Okay, I need to move on. The next thing is kind of adjacent to this, and I have been seeing so many of you sexy bitches wearing FFA jackets. FFA jackets. And if you don't know what this is a club that I am convinced only exists in the Midwest because my husband grew up in Pennsylvania and he was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. What is FFA? It is Future Farmers of America. And listen, we love our farmers. How do you do that? How do they do that? Oh, it's these. Love our farmers forever and always. Future Farmers of America, and they wear these like official gear. They go to, I don't know, farming conferences and they learn about like soil and tractors and cows and like farming, and it's like a club. It's like this huge organization. Anyway, when they go to like these meetings, they dress up in like official gear. It's almost like Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts slash like ROTC. Like that's the vibe, right? Like they're in like official dress. And it's like this blue corduroy jacket, and then you're only allowed to like wear it with like the right dress. You know, they have like a dress code. It's very official, whatever. I remember like girls had to wear like pencil skirts with like nylons and heels. Like you had to wear heels. I'm sure they've like changed that now, but yeah, just another thing from the Midwest that is just a very funny part of the culture. And I like actually could not believe my eyes when I started seeing these pop up on like Depop or thrifting vlogs or like the girls who sell on Instagram, the vintage girls. I was flabbergasted. Truly took me back. Like I was appalled. I was like, you have no idea. Like you have no idea like how like weird that is that you're wearing that. It feels like we're kind of branching off from wearing like racing jackets, but the difference is racing jackets are cool, right? Like I feel like with a racing jacket, there's like an element to it that is cool, like a Ferrari jacket. Like there's some kind of like sexy, like cool element to it. I'm like, FFA, like you want to go to a convention, learn about seeds, be my guest. Like, I don't know, it's just like, it feels so uncool to me. It feels so just not fashionable, like truly. So that is a huge ick for me lately. I'm just like not the FFA jackets. Come on, we can do better than this. We can do better than this. Believe me. Okay, the next one is that, I don't know what it's called, but it's that like grandma couch fabric. And maybe this one's controversial. I know a lot of people like this. I have always thought this is so ugly. It's so ugly. It's just like out of all the things in this world, all the fabrics, this is the one we're gonna stick with. And actually, let me add a little disclaimer to this. I guess if you're finding it thrifted and it's vintage, good for you. I wouldn't wear it, right? It's so not my style. I just think it just looks like it would be itchy and hot, and I don't like the colors. I don't like the texture. I literally don't like anything about it. But if you're gonna find it vintage, that's neat. I think what grinds my gears extra is when it's at like Target, when Miss Wild Fable has like a vest and it's that stupid ass couch fabric and it's like cats. And that actually drives me bonkers because I just feel like something like that is so destined for the trash because it's just so not something you keep in your wardrobe for a long time. It's so, I think it looks really cheap. I think that's what I'm trying to say. It looks really cheap. It just looks so unpolished to me. I just like pieces that have a little bit more timelessness to them or just like a tad more elegance, I guess. I just feel like people who are buying this, it just is something that sits in their closet forever and then they get rid of it eventually. And you know me, I've watched a ton of closet declutters and oh miss ma'am, that couch fabric is always getting decluttered. All right, moving on. My next ick, and this is just an absolute bone to pick I have with the fashion industry as a whole because I've seen expensive dresses have this, and it is when you have a cotton or a linen garment, especially a dress, that's what I'm thinking of. It's cotton or linen, and then the lining is polyester. Nowhere along the line from designer to fabric buyer to like all of the people involved in creating a garment, no one was like, perhaps, and this is crazy, I know, but shall we just do a cotton lining? The fact that a polyester lining even exists actually pisses me off. The entire point of wearing cotton and linen is to be breathable, and so when you add that polyester lining, it immediately makes it unwearable, to me at least. Something that could have been so gorgeous, so wearable, so breathable, soft, easy to care for, easy to steam, easy to iron, has now become something that doesn't feel good. When you have a polyester lining like that, it's just gonna suck to your body. A polyester lining is going to hold the heat in to your body, pretty much defeating the purpose of the linen or cotton outer shell. At that point, you might as well just make the entire dress polyester. And it's this stupid polyester lining that really does cotton and linen dirty because then I feel like people are like, well, what's the point in paying attention to fabric composition when I bought a 100% cotton dress and I sweat in it just as much as my other dresses? Well, no, it's because of that stupid polyester lining. It just feels lazy, it feels cheap, and I don't care how beautiful the dress is, if it has a polyester lining, it's immediately on my shit list. Like, I cannot wear it. Okay, another gripe that I have is with material. And I've gone on my vegan leather rant before, and I will do it again. And I'll probably do it again in the future. You are truly better off getting a nylon bag. If you don't want to support leather, I fully understand. A lot of people don't even support secondhand leather, which I don't understand. It's already an item in the world, but totally understand if you don't want to support brand new leather. You are better off getting a nylon, like a backpack material. Do you know what I mean? Like the Baggu. You're better off getting a Baggu bag than pleather. I cannot tell you, and I always come back to the Telfar bags because the Telfar bag it's truly shocking to me how much people spend on these bags, and they all look bad. They look bad. I mean, in New York City, so many people have Telfars, and I can appreciate the design of the bag. I think the design, very cute. They come in a ton of different sizes, a ton of different colors. They're very fun. I like seeing people style them. I have no beef with the brand's design, the brand's vision, the brand's image. However, the fact that these are pleather, just, yeah, like I said, it does blow my mind because I see these out and about. They never hold their shape. The big ones are like crumpled in. They're so loose, like the fabric is not sturdy, so it doesn't look like this really nice structured bag. And the edge of every bag is flaking off. The pleather is literally just crumbling off the top. It looks horrendous, especially because I know that the secondhand market for Telfars is really big. I know that a lot of people resell them for double what they cost originally. I just can't imagine spending $300-500 on a bag like this for in a year of constant use is going to be crumbling, going to be falling apart. Vegan leather, pleather, no matter how expensive it is, it always looks like shit, and it sucks because sometimes it is very expensive, like the Telfar bags. Honestly, a $15 purse that you're gonna get at Target and like a $300 pleather bag, they are gonna wear the same. And my problem with this is you can have a leather bag, like a vintage Coach, always with a vintage Coach, but you can get a vintage Coach and have that last you for literally the rest of your life. Leather only gets better as it gets worn in, and this pleather, vegan leather stuff, it just looks so bad. It takes the wear so poorly, and that's why it's my biggest fashion ick. I just feel like it's a waste of money. It's a waste of resources. It's just wasteful, period. You're gonna have to end up throwing it away, and you really are just better off saving up your money and buying one leather bag than having to replace your pleather every couple of years. Every year, honestly, at that. So pleather forever and always my enemy. This one is a little niche. I feel like not a lot of people talk about this, but an exposed zipper on an expensive item. I have one blouse that's like this, and it's a $200 blouse. And I did buy it when I worked at Other Stories, so I think I paid $40 for it. So that's why I could kind of justify this flaw. The exposed zipper is insane to me because it looks so tacky. It just cheapens an item. Like, imagine a bride in their wedding dress, right? Like a $1,000 wedding dress, $2,000 wedding dress, and then there's like a zipper that you can see. Tacky, distasteful. And I see this on a ton of brands. I follow, you know, a lot of designer brands, and when they have this exposed zipper, I am beside myself. I'm like, this is a $600 dress, a casual dress, mind you, and you're telling me you couldn't hide the zipper? You couldn't maybe put some buttons instead? I will never understand. I think this is an absolute disgrace to the consumer. How dare you? And we're not stupid. We're not gonna fall for it, except for me because it was highly discounted. I wonder if I'd be able to take this top to a tailor and have them kind of do something like maybe add faux buttons over top just to hide it, because this blouse is so elegant, so gorgeous. But then the back is this big ass silver zipper and you can see the teeth all the way down. And this was clearly, they thought, like a good element to see. I don't know if they thought this like added to the top, but to me it's outrageous. And how dare you? How dare you give me an exposed zipper on a $200 blouse? Have you lost your mind? All right, I have two left and they're both shoes. And my first one is slides. I personally just hate wearing slides. I feel like they literally are about to fall off of my feet at any moment, especially in the city, like when you have a lot of walking to do. Slides are an absolute nightmare. Birkenstocks, fine. For some reason, those are fine. I'm talking like these really like delicate slides, like think like Hermes slides. I think that is like the biggest scam of a sandal. I feel like they just never complete an outfit for me. I feel like whenever I see an outfit with slides, the outfit just seems a little unfinished. It feels like it could have gone in a better direction. I also just always think like, aren't you afraid of stepping on stuff? One little pebble gets in there on accident and it is game over. Slides are more of a personal beef with me when I'm actually wearing them. I just find them so uncomfortable. It feels like such a half-ass shoe. And my last and final one, Crocs. Crocs are so fucking ugly. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them so much. The only time a Croc is acceptable, can't think of a time. I was gonna say if you're like letting your dog out real quick or like going to water the garden or something, but Crocs are like 40 bucks. I don't need $40 garden watering shoes. I've had my $1 flip-flops from Old Navy for 5 years now. Those will do the trick, thank you. They're so tacky. They're probably the tackiest article of clothing that I personally can think of. I'm a huge Croc hater. I don't think they're good for your feet. I don't like when kids wear them either. I just feel like kids need a little bit more support. I don't know. I just feel like they're such a death trap, right? Like I just feel like kids who were wearing Crocs, it's like at any second, they're gonna trip and absolutely faceplant. I feel like they never go away either. I feel like they are always trending in some way. They are always, I just always see them being styled. They never disappear. They never take a break from causing chaos in my life. It'll never be me. It'll never be me. So that's it for me. I'm starting to kind of lose my voice again and get really nasally, but those are my biggest fashion icks. I'm so sorry if you love these. I'm so sorry. But we all have things that we hate, and tell me what you hate in the comments, because I probably own something that someone hates, and that's fine. It's all good. This is just for goofs and gaffs, so I hope you had a little laugh. Let me know what your biggest fashion ick is down below, and hopefully I will see you soon. cross your fingers that I feel better. My Instagram is always linked down below, so is my Poshmark, but otherwise that's it for me, and I will see you in my next one.